Look at that head there. No. The shadow.
Can jump onto the rock.
Shadow.
Now basically folks, dolerite is essentially what we call these days bluestone. Bluestone is what they use to mostly made up of dolerite columns right through the central mountain ranges. From the narrow upper reaches into directly ahead of us what appears to be a concrete grandstand looking structure. A flood training wall built and designed into a curve to divert the main impetus of a major flood away from the city. 216, the water came to the top of the very bottom step of the wall. This one is highly recommended. It's Launceston's most visited attraction. It costs nothing to see it. GPS or Google Maps, it'll end up in a big car park. Earlier, Tasmania. Now accounting for the ego of the early explorer. Now the second bridge out there ahead of us is called the King's Bridge. Two single lane bridges that have been joined together. The span on the far side or the Gorge side was the original. It was built in Manchester in England in 1863. How on earth did they get a bridge that big to Launceston from Manchester? Strait didn't exist 30,000 years ago, connected with a land bridge to what we now know as Victoria. Last sea level rise, we had 100 metres on the last ice age and basically created that strait, very, very shallow water. Now here on the left side of us, on the foreshore to our left, double-storey grey roof building, lovely old country pub called the Rosevears Hotel. One of Australia's oldest hotels, first opening for business back in September 1831. To bring that date into perspective, that was 4 years before a couple of guys called John Bachman and Pascoe Faulkner left Launceston, sailed up that you can see on the low part of the rocks around us here is all part of the tidal variation. As I mentioned before, it looked like a giant Meccano set on a wooden floating drop.